Today, I want to share with each of you our new guidelines for requesting a district or state officer. We have several really great student leaders in our organization this year. They're serving each of our 3 districts as well as 6 wonderful state officers, and we want them to have the opportunity to come visit with your students. And we have some new procedures, though, we want you to follow in requesting them that's going to help us with better record keeping, help prepare those students to be more successful when they come visit you. So I want to show you and walk you through this new process. So when you start out, go to alabamaffa.org and you'll go to About, and you can either go to State or District Officers here. I'm going to go State Officers today. Both links will get you to the same place. If you scroll down, you'll see a little rundown of all of our state officers, and at the bottom of that page it says request a chapter visit. Now, our students are still going to be reaching out to you about chapter visits. However, we're going to do a little different way of assigning them and making sure they're prepared to visit with you. So when you click on this button, it should take you to a Google form. I'm going to walk you through each step of the form as it loads. So again, the purpose for this is to make sure that we have a good record of where our students are going and what they're doing, and so that we can help them prepare for each of you. So here is the form, and you'll see a quick rundown of what this form outlines. As you go through, I just want to walk you through a few of the sections. So first, you'll need to put your email address. You'll need to put your name, your school and FFA chapter here, as well as your phone number. Please make sure that the phone number you put is a number those students or myself can quickly reach you on about a visit. Also, we want to know what date are you requesting a visit on. Please, with this in mind, I know things come up unexpectedly, but please try to always give us at least a good 2-week notice if possible. If not, feel free to always pick up the phone and call one of us at the department about getting an officer in quick, and we'll try to expedite the process. But once again, please try to prepare and plan ahead and have this done in plenty of time. All right, this is a new little feature here. Please select the format of the visit. You can have it in person, which is what we have all been used to. However, in the times we are living in, one of the, I guess, good things that have come out is we do have the potential for virtual visits. And I know for many of you, this may be a very convenient option, especially this year with your schools and the guidelines going on. So we wanted to present both to you. All of our officers are receiving both training for in-person as well as virtual workshop delivery. All right, what time will the officer need to arrive, especially for in-person visits? If they're just coming to 2 of your classes, or we don't want them showing up during your planning period. We want to make sure they're there when they need to be there. So please be as specific as possible about what time you want them to arrive. If it's a virtual, please indicate the time you want them to start on there. Also, what time will the officer be finished? This helps us to plan ahead for them and their travel when we are assigning them, as well as gives them an idea of the schedule, so they will know how long they will be at your school or with your students. Here's a big one. What is the address they will need to report to? We want you to put, if they're coming to your class, coming to your school, we will have you put that in and put, the ag department in there. But a lot of times, chapters across the state host various events that are not located on their campus that they want a state or district officer to attend. So this is there for that purpose. So please be specific in the address, because that's what they are going to be putting in their GPSs to go find you. Which of the following would you prefer to visit? You can choose between your preference of a state officer, a district officer, or you may not care. You may just want one of these wonderful student leaders to visit your students. If there is a particular officer you would like to request, you can put their name below. If one has reached out to you and you've been working with them and you want them to come work with your kids, especially in a virtual setting, please let us know which one you prefer. A lot of our in-person will be a lot of geography and how close are they to you. So This will help us in our planning. If you have a big event and you want the state president, you need to put that here. Another new feature we're working to develop with our officers is the subject matter that they will be presenting to your classes. We want you to have a say in what the needs of your students are. So we've developed 5 workshops here that you can see. The first one being My Why. This is maybe something you're familiar with officers, where they will come in and they will tell their story, their FFA story. They'll talk about opportunities they've had and the opportunities that your members can have within the organization. This is one that really gets kind of personal to each student and is different for each student. But I think a great one to motivate students across the state. Then we have AET 101. Our officers are going to have a very standard basic knowledge of AET and some things that they can help your students do in regards to tracking their FFA experiences and their supervised agricultural experiences. So that's one we're excited to offer. There's an app for that. Officers will help with filling out applications like the state FFA degree and proficiency awards. These applications are all changing constantly, and the way they work with AET, we feel is very crucial that we offer good training. So these officers will be prepared to help you and your students with this. You can also select road trip to success. This is another one that may be familiar for a lot of you. It's where the officers are going to focus on that leadership. Excuse me, I'm sorry. This is where they will help you focus on your program of activities and national chapter award type applications, really working with your students to develop the idea of forming committees and working on developing goals. And especially this is great with your officer teams, and they can also help get that process started doing Form 1 and 2 of the National Chapter Award. And then we have Follow the Leader, which is something is probably familiar to a lot, a very similar workshop to what you may have seen in the past, where the officers will focus on leadership, communication skills, those essential skills needed by all of our students and the things we do so well. So these are 5 options we have. You may select other if you have something else you would like to request, or maybe you're just requesting them attend your farm safety day or a banquet. You could just put other, and then you can explain below what that other would be. Finally, the last question we want you to provide us with is any other information below that would help this officer in conducting this visit. Any information about your system's requirements for COVID-19, how they should, if they need to wear a face mask, if they're able to come in person, do they need to sign in at the front office and come straight to your room? We know every school's doing things a little different this year. So providing that information here would be very crucial and critical to our students. So other information that you might want to provide to a student, and we will actually go in and I will add a box for this, will be other information important to that student for the visit. So if you have a student that maybe has a particular challenge that an officer may need to know about for an activity, that would be where you would give them some feedback there, maybe, hey, please avoid these types of activities, or if you want to just give them some information about your school schedule or anything they might need to know that would help them in planning. Obviously, once we assign an officer, we're going to have them reach out to you and try to get a game plan, and those are conversations that you can have outside of this form, but we do want just a little bit of a heads up on some things, anything that they might need to know that would help them be more successful. So this is our new form. Once you submit this form, it will come to our account. We'll check them and we will assign them accordingly and put that officer in touch with you. And again, this is going to help us track things better. It's going to help us do the things we need to do as a state association to get better with our leadership and with our student leaders and officers. So we appreciate it very much, and we hope very much so that you're going to utilize this information and this process.